as we did in the last session, that we can go through the path and we can do the configuration, and the second part is a shortcut, that is the T code, that is transaction code. So now we will be working with both interchangingly, and at times we will be using directly the transaction code, but you have got the path with you. If you want, you can go directly with the path, or if you want a shortcut to save time, you can go for the transaction code. But being as a consultant, you must always know the path, how to proceed. Never go for the shortcuts at the beginning, always take the longer one so as to understand fully how you can reach. At times there are thousands of transaction codes in SAP for FICO module, but you cannot remember all the transaction codes. That is why we always say that one should always go through the path, because path is something which can easily understand how to reach to which particular point. But transaction code is something which will be difficult to remember every time. You will be able to learn these transaction codes slowly with the number of project and experience you will gain. So the first is the chart of account, in which you can see the path is IMG. You have to go to the IMG screen in the SAP system, and then we move to the financial accounting new. So let's come up with in the SAP screen itself like this. As we already said, all the configurations are done with the transaction code SPRO, as we have done in the last session, that SPRO is a very important transaction code. Over here you have to run this transaction code SPRO, and you can click on the enter. Now you can use the enter on your keyboard, or otherwise you can use this particular button as enter as well. Once you enter, you move to the next screen where the SAP reference IMG, which is referred to implementation guide. Now we can click on this, as the slide shows that first is you have to go to the IMG, then financial accounting new. So we move to the IMG, and now we will be moving to financial accounting new, expanding. Now next is general ledger accounting new. Now over here the general ledger accounting new is here, expanding. Now moving next to master data, and from master data to GL account. Now master data, from master data to GL accounts, and in GL account you can see preparations and then edit chart of account list. So we'll go to the preparations part, clicking expanding preparations, and now you can see the edit chart of account list as mentioned on your presentation screen. So you can click on this particular icon, explore it, and you can see this is the list of chart of account which have been already created in SAP system. Now over here we will be creating our own chart of account. So we'll first go to the new option, new entries. So as to create a new chart of account, click on new entries. Now over here you can put the chart of account as we have seen in the screen earlier, that we have taken up as 1000 as a chart of account for 1100 company code and for 1200. If you could remember, our company code in the last session was 1200, and we will be using the same company code number for rest of all the screens for all the training part. So you must remember what company code we had in the last session. So we'll be creating the chart of account as 1000 in the SAP system. So the chart of account code you have to put up over here as 1000, and over here you can write the description chart of account for company code 1200. And if you want to use it for number of company codes, then you can remove it from over here and you can refer the group name in that case, like chart of account IBM, because my group was IBM which I created, my company code was IBM. Suppose now chart of account is IBM. Now over here you have to select the language. So my language is English, so I can go over here and select English over here. So we selected the maintain language as English. Now the length of the GL account number, as already discussed, GL account number is what identified with a unique number, and that number is what is identified or has to be assigned over here, that how much length of that number will be a 2-digit number or a 4 or 6 or what. The maximum it can have is a 10 characters. So over here I am taking up as 6 as the GL account number, and later on for your practical training purpose you can have it 6 or 8 or 10 as you wishes up to. So length of GL account is important. Next is controlling integration. When you go to controlling integration, you can see there are 2 options over here, and there is a third option as blank as well. If I want, I can put it as blank, but you cannot take blank. You must have to take either of these 2, any of them. Now manual creation of cost element and automatic creation of cost element is related to controlling module. So we'll not be discussing much about it over here, but what you can do over here is you should take the manual creation of cost element, and it is suggested to have manual creation of cost element only. Never take the actual creation, always have the manual creation of cost elements. Group chart of account. If you want to have a group, in that case you can assign the group chart of account over here. You can do the have function 4 key on your keyboard. You can press that, or you can go from over here and you can have a look what are the different group chart of accounts are there in SAP system. So you can see these are the different, with which chart of account you want to group, you can select that. Right now I have not created any, and this is the optional part, so I will not be taking it up over here. Moving up, save. So we can go to save option and we can save our part. Once you will save the chart of account, it will be saved with the request number. So we'll be clicking on this green tick and the data was saved. That means our chart of account 1000 has been created. Now going back, you can see the chart of account is reflected over here. So this was moving up with the path. Now if I want to go with the transaction code directly, I can also move with the transaction code. So for that I need to come out. So to come out of this particular screen to the main screen, you have to put /n. /n is to enter the present screen, to move out of the present screen and to get on the main screen of the SAP system, that is SAP Easy Access screen, the main screen. Now we can go to the transaction code OB13 without path. OB13 and then enter. Now you can see the screen is already there and your 1000 chart of account is already created. In case I have to create new, I can go again to the new with the transaction code, and if I want to see my chart of account, what are the details I have filled up in my chart of account, I can double click on this particular part and it can show me the details of the chart of account. So my chart of account 1000 is have the length of the GL account is 4 and the controlling integration is manual creation for cost elements. So we can go back. If you want, you can make some changes now, but once you move ahead and you start doing the business transactions, you cannot change these tabs. You cannot change the length of GL account number, mind it. Moving back, so the chart of account is created. Now we can move to the next screen, is assigning chart of account to company code. So as said, one chart of account has to be assigned to the company code, and the chart of account we just created and will be assigning to the company code is what is termed as operative chart of account, and this chart of account will be used for day-to-day business transactions in the organization. So there is a shortcut as well over here for this, and it is OB62. If you want, we can go to this and we can use OB62 directly. There is one way out, is to go to OB62 and search your company code. Our company code was 1200, if you remember. Enter. That is it. Over here I have to assign my chart of account. You can see CHRT/ACCTS, that means the chart of account, and if you remember it, it's alright. Otherwise you can go and you can search for your own chart of account with it. So our chart of account is 1000. Double click on it and it will be selected. So you can say 1000 has been selected, and you can save it and it will be saved. So right now I am not saving it. I have just shown you that we have went over here assigning the company code with the chart of account with the transaction code. That is the shortcut way out. Let's go with the path SPRO. So I am putting up as /n to get out of this present screen and directly to move up to the next screen, that is SPRO. So you can have /n plus the transaction code so as to jump from one main screen to your next another screen. Enter. Now you can go to the IMG screen. Then we will be moving up to the financial accounting new. Now whatever we will be doing in the financial accounting new only, because we are in the SAP FI module as of now, and this is what is related to SAP FI module. Expanding. Then we have to go to the general ledger accounting. As you can see in the screen, first we have to go to the financial accounting new, then we will be moving to the general ledger accounting, and then we will be moving to the master data. So we will be moving over here to general ledger accounting. So moving up, exploring the master data, expanding the master data. Then we'll move to the GL account, expanding it. As in the screen you can see the path is from master data to general account GL accounts, and then from there to preparations, and then to assign company code to chart of account. So we are over here to GL. Now we'll expand the preparations option, and you can see there is an assign company code to chart of account option is there. Now execute it, and you can see these are the various options. So to search for your company code, you can go to this position and you can put your own company code over here, enter,